Hi, guys, and welcome back. Today, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about borderline personality disorder. I feel like quite a few people know the gist of bipolar disorder, but borderline personality disorder is usually a little less known. And so, I thought that I would talk to you guys a little bit about that. So, symptoms of borderline personality disorder are extreme fear of abandonment and frantic attempts to avoid it, impulsive, dangerous behavior, persistent feelings of emptiness, repeated self harm and suicidal behavior, unstable personal relationships, distorted and unstable self image, inappropriate, intense, uncontrollable anger, dissociative feelings and stress related paranoid thoughts, periods of intense depressed mood or anxiety, feelings of self hate, and difficulty controlling emotions. So the cause behind borderline personality disorder is three different things. The first is a predisposition to have it, to just be a little bit more sensitive than other people. The second is your environment, how you grew up as a child. Usually, you grow up in a dysfunctional family, and also trauma. Usually experienced during childhood. All these factors can lead to someone being diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. So, I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about how it affects me personally in my life. I would say that the extreme fear of abandonment and frantic, attempts to avoid it is like a huge problem with me. Um, I know that when I was dating, anytime that, my boyfriend would leave, I would just get this feeling of dread and this feeling of emptiness and just pain. And I can't describe why that is, why somebody just leaving would make me feel that way, but I did. That's how it made me feel. And I would get very desperate about, like, please don't leave, I don't want to be alone. It was really hard. And so, especially when I'm in relationships, I tend to struggle with this. There's definitely a component of desperation. uh, I don't notice it so much in other relationships, but definitely in personal relationship, a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever relationship. So that's been a big one for me. Some other ones, impulsive, dangerous behavior. I don't want to go into the details of that, but I've definitely been impulsive and made some decisions that when I was more sane, I would not have normally made, and end up with some regret from that. But it's definitely something I've struggled with. I feel like borderline personality people are very reactive to their environment, to what people say, or what people might be thinking about them. That's how I feel that I struggle, is I'm very reactive. Um, However, I have been very stable these last few years, so I feel like that has improved, but it used to be, pretty bad. Persistent feelings of emptiness, absolutely. That one I've struggled so hard with, that feeling of there's nothing there. Some of those feelings led to the suicide attempt that I talked to you guys about. Also, abandonment had something to do with the suicide attempt as well. Um, I attempted suicide when my boyfriend dumped me, and that was a form of abandonment. So with people that are borderline personality, it just destroys them. It just messes them up. And I'm not saying it's his fault or anything like that. I'm just saying that it was a trigger, that abandonment definitely triggered me to suicidal behavior. Repeated self harm. That's another one that I've been really struggling with. In recent years, I've been pretty good, but I have a lot of scars. I was a big cutter, and especially if I got abandoned, I would just tear into myself, cut myself all over. So that's been a big one for me as well. Unstable personal relationships, definitely. I mean, I've been married twice. I've had a boyfriend. I've had even friendships that just haven't been good, and that's not all due to the fact that I'm by or excuse me, that I'm borderline, but I'm just saying that I have had a lot of unstable relationships in my life. um, Dissociative feelings and paranoid thoughts. I've also struggled with that. When I was working, I had a lot of paranoid thoughts. So yeah, self-hate, I go back and forth with that one all the time. Um, it's really hard. I think a lot of us, deal with stuff like that, feelings like that. So I guess that's about it. This is a pretty short video, but I just wanted to touch on borderline personality a little bit more so people are a little more aware of the symptoms and what causes it. And I want to end with a quote that I feel like describes borderline personality disorder perfectly. It says, people with BPD are like people with third-degree burns over 90% of their bodies. Lacking emotional skin, they feel agony at the slightest touch or movement. That's by Marsha Linharn. So take care, everybody, and I look forward to interacting with you guys again soon.